I really don't have a critique of it. I loved it.
You're wrong. No.
I was like, that would be one of the most shocking things I've heard from Pete.
I loved it.
Potentially ever. Hello and welcome to Film Curious. Ashley here, and I'm joined by Pete. We're here to talk about a lovely little film, The Christophers. It is written by Ed Solomon, directed by Steven Soderbergh, which the two of us did not know until, I think you told me that you knew just before you went that it was directed by Steven Soderbergh, and I did not realize until the credits, actually.
They don't promo him as it's a Soderbergh film. They don't do that at all.
Which is strange because he's done almost everything. I mean, he has such a crazy filmography. I
think there's a reason. But
you think there's a reason?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. But like Black Bag, Aaron Brockovich, the Ocean's 11 and 12. I actually just watched Side Effects recently. And then Magic Mike, the Magic Mikes.
Sure.
So he's done it all.
Yeah.
And this film is starring Ian McKellen as Julian Sklar, I think am I saying the last name right? Sklar.
Yep.
All right. If you don't, I shouldn't have to say who Ian McKellen is. Like, if you don't know that he's Gandalf and Magneto, like, you don't know who Ian McKellen is. We're living under a rock then. We've got bigger problems. Michaela Coel as Lori Butler, and you might have seen her. I mean, I know her from two TV series. With Chewing Gum and I May Destroy You. She's actually going to be in A24's upcoming film starring opposite Anne Hathaway and Mother Mary. So I'm super excited for that. Then you've got
Is
James.
that out near you?
It's not yet. I think wide release.
Oh, okay.
But not by me. No, unfortunately.
All right. It's out. It's out near me right now. I was going to go see it tomorrow or Thursday.
I'm hoping that it's going to be soon. I think wide release it's not out just yet wide. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking it up right now, actually.
Yeah, because that's David Lowery's new film.
Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. So I guess wide release is going to be April 20. Oh, wait. I could see it tonight by me.
There you go.
I think this past weekend it just showed up.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it had a limited release for a bit, and now it's wide. So yes, if you're listening to this, you could probably go see Mother Mary, which I will go see this week. Yay. Yeah. And then as playing the two children is James Corden as Barnaby, the comedian. I don't know. I just know him from Carpool Karaoke. I don't know what actual night show James Corden does.
Does he still do that anymore? I don't know if he does that anymore.
I don't even think so. That's the only thing I can off the top of my head knows what he does. And Jessica Gunning as Sally. I'm not familiar with her. The story is the children of a once famous artist hire a forger, which she's not really a forger. This Lori Butler, Michaela Coel's character, she's more like a restorer. She does like reconstruction or restores art, right?
Well,
is like her.
She is a forger.
She
sold forged, art that she'd forged.
I mean, that is a spoiler, though. We find that out later on. That she is in fact a forger to complete some.
I didn't find that as a spoiler, to be honest. I was like, she clearly is made. She's had to have done this before. Mm-hmm. Nobody hires somebody to be like, you can do this, right? And without knowing.
I guess that's true. I mean, they put it in this synopsis here, so maybe it's not. So yeah. And so they hire her to complete some unfinished and long abandoned artwork of Ian McKellen's character, so that they'll have the money for the inheritance when he dies. That's the basic plot of it. But I think really this movie is driven by McKellen and Coel's interactions and their dialogue, and I think that's really the shining feature of this movie. I enjoyed it. I really don't have a critique of it. I loved it.
You're wrong. No.
I was like, that would be one of the most shocking things I've heard from Pete.
I loved it.
Potentially ever.
This is extremely my type of movie because it's really a play on 2 or 3 sets that's put into film version. You can easily see this adapted into a stage version. And the reason that I think that you've heard so little about Soderbergh as a director is because he's not there to be like, I directed this. He's never been really like that kind of a director. He was flashy, like with Ocean's 11 and stuff, Ocean's 8, because it was a flashy movie. Ocean's 11, because it is a flashy movie. For this, he is just letting the camera be smart, efficient, and just letting these 2 actors, McKellen and Coel, own your attention for the entire runtime. But in saying that, there's a danger in doing that, I think, where you underestimate what the director is doing because he makes it look so easy. And I'll give you one example. It doesn't really give anything away. I'll give you an example. There is a sequence where our lead actress, Michaela Coel, is walking by billboards of what would be McKellen's handwriting. And then she is looking at an item, and on the back, there is some handwriting. And it's because you just saw it right in front of you, huge on the screen, that your mind is so easily able to be like, oh, that's his handwriting. Where, she gets it from a third party, and you could have been like, I don't get it. Did she write that on there? Or did this person write that on there? But it's that little visual tell of here's his handwriting, because you're going to need that in 20 seconds.
Right.
And,
yeah.
So you never have a hesitation of like, well, who wrote that? Because this movie can have moments like that because there is, some faking and some stuff like that going on. It's a different take on a heist movie in so many ways. There's that aspect to it as well, where it's an open heist movie where the person being robbed is aware and you're aware and everyone is aware, but you're still watching what could be a heist movie as it takes its turns.
That's true. How's she going to pull it
changes.
Off? We know what the ultimate goal is, we think, but then, and I kind of love that about how she plays the character too. She's a very reserved character, but we'll have moments where she's front facing, to Julian. And then, I love the scene where it's her first being interviewed as the assistant, and she's putting together the dehumidifier for him. Yeah. And, she's like smiling and trying to be polite and be like, oh, sure, I'll help you. No problem. And then, a second he turns his back to like go get something out of the room. You see that she puts her hands on her head and she's like, oh my God, losing her mind. So I loved how Michaela Coel plays those moments of like, she reveals a bit of herself or how she's actually feeling, which, it's nice that they eventually get a rapport where they are honest with each other. And I think that that's also a bit of the point of like 2 artists kind of inspiring each other, pushing each other. McKellen feels like he forgets, how to create. He feels he can't do it anymore. And she gives him that little bit of freedom that he needs to be like, I don't have to, there's no pressure here. I'm not actually finishing, the Christophers are his works that he can't finish, that have kind of been stuck on for 25 years, right? And I think it's like the artist feeling all of this pressure to create something incredible. But when she gives him the freedom to be like, well, let's make this bad, then to spite his children, where, now she's in on it with him. I think then, kind of unleashes his freedom, and then she gets kind of inspired by him again to work on her own stuff. So it's a really like beautiful look at being an artist, I think.
And what a perfect pair of assholes Corden and Jessica Gunning are. Just from the minute their goddamn clothes, everything about them, you know immediately they're going to be so obnoxious. And they're excellent at it. And there's a lot of fun to be had with them too. And an interaction with a painting that the younger girl, as a young girl, McKellen's daughter, again played by Jessica Gunning, painted herself. There's just so many little bits for you to enjoy, and there's a little payoff over here, a little moment over here. They're always challenging one another. But I want to say there's so many movies where like this ends, and again, this isn't like giving a spoiler or anything, but this isn't one of the movies where like at the end of the movie they like high five on the beach or some shit like that. They have their own moments of finding some clarity and some closure, but it's not overplayed.
It's not overly sentimental, right?
Yeah, it's like, not saccharine-y. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to like go have a sob fest. I really appreciated that because it's even in line with the two characters. These two characters really aren't overly sentimental people.
I would argue.
They hide it.
I'd argue that they were, but they
hide it. They shove it down.
Because we have one of the lines from Michaela is, again, out of context. I never stopped. I stopped sharing.
Right.
Which says everything about her, from her body movement, everything to the way she is with other people. She's not rude. She's not mean. She's nothing like that. But it's at an arm's distance, politely at an arm's distance. And McKellen's is more at a non-polite arm's distance, because not only does he push away, but others just want to be pushed away. You know?
He's purposefully abrasive almost. And, he's,
I
think it's the line of like, no, I asked you questions. I just wasn't interested in the answers, or, something along the lines of that, of like, he's not paying attention to the answer. He doesn't, he claims he doesn't care what the answers are about other people. McKellen in this is just amazing. And meanwhile, like this man running up and down stairs, I was concerned for him. He's in great shape, but I was fine. Like, McKellen, what are you doing?
He's totally fine. There's a great he's made a lot of like little nice small movies. It was a Sherlock Holmes film recently that he did. Well, not recently. It was maybe within like the last 10 years. It was about an elderly Sherlock Holmes whose memory is failing him. And it's just wild to see someone who's been doing this for this long, and they're putting out some of their best work like now, still. It's pretty crazy.
Well, he seems like
he's able to do it.
Yeah, and it sounds like he seems like he has so much passion for what he's doing. Like he did a phenomenal job with this performance, and he's captivating, and he's like, it's just a stream of dialogue from him all film. Like he just goes on tangents that are unbelievably entertaining. And where meanwhile, like Michaela Coel is supplementing him with her facial reactions and with her body mannerisms and everything. I mean, this movie was hilarious, actually. Like,
it's a dark comedy, but it's funny as hell.
It was hilarious. And then even just McKellen doing the video birthday message, the cameos. Yeah, that was
my favorite comedy bit of the whole thing was when he knows that his kids are trying to rip him off, and that, everyone knows each other, and they show up at the door, and he just messes with them, saying, what's the girl's name, and blah, 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 and just, introducing the exact thing that they want to steal, and then everyone having to act, or at least the two acting like it's nothing. It was just a lot of fun. He was just it looked like he was just having a lot of fun with this. And it does feel like, again, my biggest attraction to it is that it feels like you're watching a play. So I've never gotten to see McKellen in a play. Not personally. I've gotten to meet him in person, which is wild, which I'll remember that forever. But like I never got to see him perform in a play. So it's nice when you get things like this where you kind of get to experience it without experiencing it. I really do think that like at some point this will find an adaptation. You know,
like a stage adaptation.
Yeah, because I mean, you got like a cast of like 4 that you definitely need, 5 or 6 if you include the roommates in the flat, and that's fine. You can do that. You need a set, really.
Yeah.
You need a set, maybe a rotating floor so you can go to the outside. It's all very doable, and the dialogue and everything is so snappy and so much fun and so quick that I think it'd be a hit. So we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, but how are you going to get the 2 houses that he has and the wrong door?
Oh, it's a great bit. It's a great bit. Other door. I love his voice. He's always had that, incredible, soft. It's the voice. I can do it, but I won't do it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It felt like a movie, like ones that people claim they never make them like they used to, and they do. They just don't make a lot of them, and you have to find them.
Well, I'm hoping this has a wider release. I think like technically it's still.
I mean,
limited.
Soderbergh has done the last number of things of his career are smaller releases, smaller budgets, these little films that live. No Sudden Move, I think, went straight to HBO.
I think
if I remember correctly. Presence I loved Presence, but that was, small scale film. I think it had a wide release in big quotes, but it wasn't, I don't remember it being something that many, many, many people talked about. But he's just quietly going along, amassing this just wonderful catalog of work.
What about Magic Mike: The Last Dance?
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. That's where you make.
I was joking about how
money.
Huge like that was.
Like Black Bag was one of the best years of 2025. It just.
I have yet to see it. I have to.
It's one of the coolest thrillers. It's actually horny as hell, which is great because we've got Kate Blanchett and Mike Fassbender in there. But yeah, he's just kind of. Oh, Kimmy was really good. That was with
Zoe Kravitz.
With Zoe Kravitz. Yeah. That was another really good one. He's just been on this role of like these smaller framed films that are excellent. Just a blast to watch. So huzzah, and keep that going forever. And my God, Ian McKellen. What one of a kind. One of a kind.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you something it won't spoil it, but I'll tell you. So if you're interested, you can go look. There's a painting at the end that you can buy a poster for at the Neon shop right now.
You can actually get it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I ordered it last night. When I got home, I was like, I have a feeling they're going to be selling this. So I looked, and you know what it is. It's the one at the end. It's the,
Yeah.
with the signature and all that. And yeah, they're selling like little 18 by 24 posters of it, I think. And it was still available as of yesterday. So I don't know when this is going up, but if you like the movie and you wanted something from it, it was the first thing that I thought of, like, oh, this would be gorgeous to get. So you can also buy a $130 paint set. So, you've got your options, guys. You've got options.
Is Neon doing the A24 thing these days where they
Neon's been doing this. Yeah, like they sell usually a print for almost every release. It'll be 18 to 24. Some of them have been 24 by 36, like No Other Choice was a full 24 by 36. This one is, 18 by 24, limited edition of 125. So, and it's for $40, $45.
I'll have to grab that then.
Yeah.
Where I will put it, doesn't matter. Figure it out.
Figure it out later.
Figure
it out later.
We have like 4 pieces of art right now that need a frame and need to go up on the wall. And I was like, that's it. We're cut off. until we put these in frames. Like we cannot purchase more until
no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
no idea what you're talking about.
But yeah, that sounds great. But definitely go see this film. It was worth it. Hopefully, it's still trickling its way out. I'm hoping because of I think it's like on 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like people are loving this. So hopefully it keeps kind of expanding a little bit as they see that people love it. So that's my hope for it, because I want more people to see it. And I'm really glad I saw it, even though I don't think I even saw a trailer for it. I
only saw a trailer for it at the theater that I eventually saw it at, which is the Enzian in Florida. It's the only good theater in Florida that I know of. So...
Yeah, no, mine was just playing at, well, yeah, I mean, it's the same sort of deal for me. I don't know if it's the only good theater in my area, but it's the only small indie theater that was playing it. And it's actually, I'll shout out the Sarasota Film Society and Burns Court Theater, because if it wasn't for them, there would be so many smaller movies that I didn't get to see. And they keep their theaters really nice, but you are tiny, like you are in a room of a house, basically, it feels like.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's there's 3 theaters, and one of them is, it's not that big. Like, I don't know how many people it could possibly hold. And it's like, there's no stadium seating. The chairs are comfortable. Like, they clearly put new regular chairs in. There's no reclining or anything like that. But I think they keep it really nice, and they put the small movies in the theater, and the prices are really good too. So they're not like, they don't overcharge. I think they charge like $10 a ticket. If you remember, it's $6 a ticket.
Oh, okay. So, it's 10 for Enzy and $10.50 as a member. They only have one theater, it's pretty large, and they're actually doing an upgrade to, they raised X amount of money, and they're going to be installing a 70mm projector in there. Yeah.
Very nice. So yeah, that's great. So, and that's another thing too. If you think you don't have it showing by you, try to find some kind of film society or little smaller theater, indie theater, because they'll likely be playing those things. So I'm glad that I finally found Burns Court and this little film society to be a part of. So thank you to them. Otherwise, I would have not have gotten to see the Christophers. Hey guys, Ashley here. Thanks for listening to Film Curious. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more to come. I'll be reviewing new theatrical releases and new to streaming as much as possible, so make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks again. See you real soon.